morning, good noon, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who will be catching this live of mine. I know I promised to do this yesterday. Unfortunately, it's that time of the month where we can't just avoid but become indisposed for a day or two, right? So, sorry sa tanan nga who were expecting me to go live yesterday, pero I just wasn't able to, unfortunately. So tonight I am doing good on that promise. So I'm sharing why I started my own digital business. Um, why I decided to go for a digital business instead of going into the traditional selling and whatnots, right? So, for those who don't know me yet and will be stumbling into this live of mine, I'm Charito Gabuya. I'm the owner and the face of Charito Gabuya Facebook page. I am a wife, I am a mom of two, I am a full-time employee, and at the same time doing my digital business part-time, running it in social media and Facebook. I'm more into Facebook, so you can see me mostly here in Facebook. Sometimes you'll see posts of mine in YouTube, but that's not my main platform. Facebook is my main platform, and also on Instagram. So yeah, why? So let me just backtrack to sometime in 2020 or maybe in 2016. My husband was diagnosed with kidney stones, and he underwent non-invasive surgery. But being non-invasive, thus he still had to go into recuperation time for a few days. So, okay lang. But then in 2020, um, he had to undergo operation in the first quarter of the year. And with his employment, they usually pay out unused vacation leave at the end of the year. So, at the start of the year, he had very little vacation leave. And so, when he had to undergo that surgery and go through his rest time, there were days where he didn't got paid. And being a family fully dependent on employment income, that was hard for us. That was a hard hit for us, and that was a wake-up call for me. So at that time, I um, not really, but I promised him years before, like maybe 2 years before, that I wouldn't go into business anymore because firstly, I am an introvert. I always say this on my page. I am an introvert. It's hard for me to approach people to sell stuff. I've tried it, and it was hard, and it um just because we are employed, I only got to do it on the weekends where I have time, which pulled me away from a family. And at that time, it caused also friction between us because, like being employed, the weekends was our only time for the family, and I had to leave them. And so our schedules were always broken, and he always blamed me for it. And yeah, I accept that I always ako maoy rason nga nung magkaguba-guba mong schedule on the weekends because of I had to go somewhere else, right? And aside from that, that business of mine we had to I had to maintain points just to maintain my position in the business. So I had to purchase every month. I had to maintain points, and because I'm not a salesperson, I had difficulty like selling the inventory that I accumulated here at home. So mostly for use lang. So but still, if you're purchasing it every month and you really don't need it every month, it it is it takes a big chunk out of our budget, right? Instead of purchasing it somewhere else or on something else, wala, like 300 to 400 amount in our budget, I needed to allot to purchase inventory, right? So ano na siya, it was hard. It took a toll on our financial as well. So I promised him I wouldn't get into it anymore. But then I learned about this digital business, and getting into that situation we were in, like a day or two out of his, like a day of two without the income that would usually come in when he had like the usual pay. It's a big amount, and that was a wake up call for me. That's why I decided to get into the digital business. The digital business is so much different from having that let's say networking business that I did before, or that selling business that I did before, because I don't have to approach people, right? And because we use we use social media as our leverage in running this business. It's a marketing business still, right? But we we talk to you guys in social media and get information to a lot of people, just not just our friends and acquaintances and even our families. And that's why I also love this kind of business, because I really don't have to approach people whom I know, and I don't have to do cold calling or cold messaging as a lot of people out there. Me being out in public now, a lot of people do that to me too, do that to me as well. And I'm sorry if you are one of those people who have messaged me about your business opportunity, or your what do you call this one, invest online investment opportunities. I just don't reply, because I am not into that kind of business. So more na siya, just a simple wake up call. I just saw this lady also in one of the webinars. Actually, I watched the webinar for a whole month before I decided, because being online, I just really had to see for myself if it is something that I want to do, right? Okay, we know online there's a lot of schemes out there, and people would think that this is just another scheme, right? So I had to do a lot of thinking at the time, and even with that, my husband wasn't still on board with it. Now he understands why, like, my conviction in doing this kind of business instead of doing the old ones that I did, right? He would opt for this one instead. Why? Because first and foremost, I can do this at home. I can do this from wherever. If we're traveling, I can just bring my phone with me, and I'm doing the business. Like yesterday, I was feeling sick. I can step away. I can afford to step away from social media. Wala ko post ganina like late yesterday and this morning, and it's okay. I can show up on my page anytime when I need to, when I want to, because I own it. I have control over it, right? Muna siya yung usa sa benefits why I like being a digital business owner. And aside from that, I met a lot of people who have the same mindset as me. Like, we have different goals and we're all working for each of our goals, but at the same time, we back each other up. I found my people who can make me accountable, because being a solopreneur, it's easy to just divert yourself or your attention to some other things. And being in social media, it takes a lot of discipline, and it's one thing that I really struggle on as well. But I am very grateful because I have new friends here. I won't mention them, but there's a lot of them, and if they will watch this, they will know who they are. And I met a lot of inspirational people here in the business as well. And I am I am starting to share again the interviews that I've had, and you will know that these people impacted my life in this business because I am resharing them, right? And I really hope those interviews will impact you as well. Um, we all have we go through different experiences in life, and we will have different wake up calls, right? And I've had mine. I've had my share, and I just hope that I will be able to resonate to a lot of other mothers out there who, like me, um, don't think there is another way. Yes, there is another way with social media right now, with AI. AI is the next new thing in this age, in this day and age. We are now being taught how to leverage it in the digital business, and as a solopreneur, I won't be able to do that, right? So I've had taken advantage of a lot of benefits becoming a digital business owner. And I think the great big thing that I got from this is the mentorship and the coaching. And I am like, now my excitement again is building up, although yeah, personal circumstances may sometimes pull me away from the business, but it's okay. It's okay because I am achieving the goal of me being with my family, even if I have a business to run, right? And aside from that, I am able to still work full time. And yeah, my business can sit in the background for as long as I would like it to be. But yeah, as we all know, like, even in a brick and mortar business, if the owner doesn't show up, then the business won't show up for you as well, right? So yeah, I am just here still struggling with my own, what do you call this one, um imperfection. But having the digital business, I know I have something to fall back on. I am building this for my, not only mine, but also my husband's future, because let's just say we can't afford a lot of things, right? But for me, I know what I can't afford. I actually wrote these down. I can't afford an employment for the rest of my or my husband's life, right? At some point, we will need to retire. And I can't afford to keep telling my kids, no, no, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. And even if my kids are a bit grown up now and they understand, but as a parent, you become you get uh, bugged by your conscience if you keep telling them no, right? And I can't afford to be depending on credit for the rest of our life, right? At some point, we'll be retiring, and like as we all know, in this day and age, they say that you can live off of your current income like 80%. But is that would that be a reality come 20-25 years from now? So yeah, that's a big question mark. So I can't afford to regret that I didn't try to do something when I know I can, and I can't afford not to to try to become the person whom I know that I can still become, because like just being employed and being stuck in the work that I do, don't get me wrong, I love accounting, I love serving the people whom I serve, and I love assisting people whenever they have questions. It gives me um a sense of achievement, being able to help people in small ways. But in this digital business, assisting people start their own digital business is also a big um, consolation, right? And getting paid to do that, and just being able to impact people's lives, as many as thousands of others out there now are doing. Who wouldn't want that, right? And I am just jumping in, although I still have a lot of changing to do, and like 40 plus years of bad habits you have to change, right? It's not that easy, but I am doing it. And if you are one of those who think you are capable of more but just are afraid to step out of your comfort zone, maybe I can help you. You can just reach out to me and let's have that chat, right? And yeah, life is not easy. Starting something new is not easy, but staying stuck in somewhere where you know that you can be more and you can do more is not that easier as well, right? So yeah, I know there's still a lot of you people out there just thinking to yourself, what is she doing? What are these people doing? Um, yeah, that's a good question for you to answer to yourself, right? We know what our goals are. We know what we are doing. We know where we want to go. Because as Jim Quick said, if you don't have a target, you don't know, you won't oh, if you won't don't see your target, you really don't. I forgot, but that's, I know you know the gist. If you don't see your target, you really wouldn't know where you're going or what you're going to hit, right? So um yeah, I think this time is a good time for not only for you but also for me to reflect, the reflection time. What do you really want to achieve for yourself? Where do you really want to go? Do you where do you see yourself years from now? If you asked me that before, I wouldn't have any answer, because I didn't have a vision of myself, of what I wanted to become. Now I have a clearer vision thanks to the help of this digital business. And I know I am a work in progress, but I know I will get there because I am doing the work, So yeah, if you can relate to whatever part of the story that I shared tonight, if you are thinking of starting a lifestyle change, this is the time. The time is now, and why you would know the reasons why. So yeah, it's time to do some self reflection, and if you are interested in just getting to know about the digital business, just learn about it. If you are skeptical, that's where you would want to start from. Get to know it, check the people out, check who's doing it, and what they can say about it, and it's up to you to decide really. Our webinars are free, and it's you can watch it live, you can watch it on replay. It's really up to you. It's as we always say, it's your life, it's your business. So yeah, it's your decision, because starting a business is a big step, um, and that's why no one really would chase you in the digital business, right? So yeah, if you are interested to change the outcome of your story, it's up to you. You are the writer of your own life story. If you think somehow the digital business can help you, check our webinars out, and the next step, the next steps are all up to you. So yeah, that's it for me tonight. I was hoping I would just do a short live, but as usual, I just blabber. And yeah, till next live, hopefully we'll see each other again tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.